It's May 31st, Tuesday evening, and I am in New Mexico. We are, Zeke and I traveled over 300 miles a day, just shy of 303 total, even though I said I wouldn't do 300 miles again, but it was good. I'm not going to complain. I'm certainly thankful we did it, and for how well it went. We were in, I'm not even sure how you say it. It starts with the V, like Villanueva State Park here in New Mexico. And we rolled into New Mexico actually this afternoon. Not even, I didn't even realize it, never even saw the sign for it until we get to a point to where I start seeing signs for Billy the Kid's gravesite. And so decided to check it out, see how far it is, and it doesn't look like it's too far off the road. So I traveled down, a little ways, a few miles, and I get to it, and it's his grave site, and it's the Fort Sumter. I think it's, man, I'm tired. I'm brain farting. Fort Sumter's the one there in Charleston, isn't it? Maybe it's Fort Sumter here as well. But anyhow. It's the cemetery for the fort, and the fort's just beyond it. Or, the site is. I'm not sure what was there because it was closed up. But that said, I got to see Billy the Kid's gravesite. And so it says, it says New Mexico, though, Fort Sumter, New Mexico, and all that. So I hadn't even realized I'd crossed into New Mexico. So, again, here's the way. Here's the way we came in tonight. Into the state park. You see the road down there, absolutely beautiful little valley, river valley. And I think he said that's the Pecos River. And this little town we just came through that's by the same name as the park is, I think they refer to it as being historic and, something about Spanish theme or something. It does. It's got a real, like, old Mexico look to it. It's super cool. Look forward to going down there tomorrow, Lord willing, when it's open. Because it was pretty well shut down when I came through. It's just after 8. Probably got on the road this morning about 8:30. We didn't go very far. Went to Canyon, a town of Canyon just outside of Palo Duro Canyon State Park. Went to the, like I said, a town that wasn't too far down the road called Canyon. Went to McDonald's. Got in there probably about 9:30, and actually didn't end up leaving until like 1:30, and I was just in there for hours, just charging my phone, charging the GoPro, drinking coffee, then ate some food, later. And yeah, just doing Facebook and deleting stuff off the phone and sending Lori pictures, texting Lori pictures so I can clear out my pictures, and again make more room. I'm really struggling with memory. Yesterday evening's video got cut short because I was out of memory, and I've got a long ways to go on this trip, so I gotta be real diligent about clearing stuff out. And again, God willing, I need to get those more YouTube. More of my videos uploaded to YouTube so I can delete those. But again, that's easier said than done. Sometimes a video takes it seems like literally like 24 hours. And but again, I think that's all according to signal. But again, being in this part of the country too, that's all going to be part of it. There'll be many times I'll have signal, and there's going to be many times I won't. So I won't be able to get anything like that done. But in the meantime, when I can't, I'll just have to enjoy it, I guess, right? And not mess with all the media and all the technology. But it's a blessing to do it. I'm really enjoying it, and it seems like folks are following along and they're enjoying it, and I'm glad for that. Again, I'm thankful for just getting comments and stuff, even though I don't get back often or at all, maybe even, but or for a while. It just depends. But it's not on purpose. Just again, traveling and just doing what I can. But let's see. So yeah, man, been in Texas, past, 4 days of riding. It was great. Again, hot, dry, windy. Yeah, all the above, but it was great. That that 287 the other day, you know, that when it was blazing hot, and that super black top, which I haven't crossed anywhere but up here in Texas. Thankfully, today I didn't have any of that. I came across, I think it was 60, pretty much about all the way today, 60, from Canyon to Vaughn, and just outside of Vaughn, I got on Route 3 and headed up this way. But again, most of it was 60, and that 260 from Fort Sumter over to Vaughn, and then 3 up were just remote, man. It was just like nothing out there, just vast, wide open, just flat. Well, 3 wasn't flat. I mean, 3 got kind of curvy, and I actually started getting up into the hills, as you can tell. But before that, again, 60 across the day, and again, that's in particular from Sumter to Vaughn, just wide open and just straight, and not really, not flat though, because there'd be these long slow inclines, and then these long slow declines, where you could, like, as you're coming over, as you crest the hill, you could just see for what looked like 30 miles, and you can see the road just like straight ahead up there. And I've seen stuff like that, of course, driving out here, but just to be on a motorcycle, I mean, it's a whole different experience. So let's see. Again, I'm kind of rambling on, and like I said, I don't have a heck of a lot of memory. So let me kind of say a few more things here and try to wrap it up. But yeah, so over past couple nights, I slept out under the stars in the 2 state parks in Cap Rock a couple nights ago, and then last night in Palo Duro. In Cap Rock, I met just a sharp young man named Nick. Spoke to him for a few minutes, and he even had either family or friends that lived up in the Dayton area, so he was somewhat familiar with the area. So it was cool, but he was a neat guy, and it was good to meet him. Met a guy named Mark, who had served our country and was stationed out in Seattle, Washington when he was in the Army. It was good to meet him, and I appreciate his service. And then something there when I was camped next to Zeke there in that parking lot. Something tragic I saw, though, unfortunately, was a young man carrying his dog out, and his dog was dead. And that just absolutely broke my heart. It really made me miss my dogs, of course. But it was stifling hot that day. It was, I think, again, 101, 102 were some of the temperatures that I got when I checked. And talking to a woman the next morning at the visitor center, she talks like the dog dying thing is, I don't know if I'd say common, but it's not that uncommon, because she talked about it might be 100 and some out, but you get back in the canyon and it's say like 100 elsewhere, 101. You get back in the canyon though, and it's like 110, and the ground temperature, she said they would shoot the ground temperature, and the ground temperature would be like 160. And you figure a dog, of course, is just much closer to the ground, so it could really take its toll on him. So to see that young man carrying his dog, it's like nothing I've ever seen before. And it really just kind of haunted me that night and bothered me. And I'd been praying for him. I'm going to continue to do so. Lori and I have lost 4 dogs since we've been married. And again, it's been some of the biggest heartache of our lives. I mean, it's just, they're family members. So moving on, yesterday over in Palo Duro, I met a young man from Fort Worth who also has a Himalayan. He saw mine and he asked if it was, I was walking up. He asked if it was mine, and he was all stoked to meet somebody else that had one. And I was stoked to meet somebody else that had one as well, because I've never met anybody else that rides one. So we talked for a bit. His name was Ryan, and it's good to meet you, Ryan. I hope you're checking these out. But anyhow, and have fun riding your Himalayan, I think is the way you said it, and I've heard other people say it too, and it's maybe technically the way to say it versus the Himalayan. So it's cool to meet you. Let's see. Today I met a young man at McDonald's when I was there hanging out that worked there, a young man named Wes, who was seemed really into the bike, really interested. And so it was good to meet you, Wes. And I hope maybe you do take the plunge and get one yourself. You would obviously have a lot of fun with it. And then later I met this afternoon. I stopped at a gas station here finally when I made it to Vaughn. I was just parched and tired. That was a long drive over there. It's like 57 miles from Fort Sumter. And again, just wide open nothingness. And I was tired and hot. So I stopped and got me a Powerade and a couple burritos. And I sat out on a parking block and ate my dinner. And then when I had got back to the bike, there was a couple going in. And her name was Cindy. Sorry, it was Cindy or Mindy. No, it was Cindy, and his name was Lech. I had never heard that before. It's cool. It's I think it was Lech. But good to meet you all. Good talking to you guys as well. So yeah, I've said a lot. Used a bunch of memory, I'm sure. So let me think. Anything else? Again, Texas. All that riding in Texas. 82. You know, I really enjoyed 87. Or 287 was the other big road. And then, like I said, today it's been mostly 60. I do believe. I'm gonna have to double check that. And so anyhow, yeah, beautiful evening. I'm certainly blessed to be here in this state park. I'm just going to have to figure out how to say it. I'm gonna have to ask somebody. And I'm gonna go settle down and, God willing, sleep like a cowboy again tonight. Just sleep out under the stars over here. Let me I think I showed it, you know, the shelter. Anyhow, let me walk up on this real quick and then shut this down. So here's the shelter at my site, which, you know, I could, of course, sleep up under there. But why would I do that when I've got this perfectly good dirt spot right here, right out in the open to where I'll be able to enjoy the stars. And again, the past 2 nights, the stars have been amazing, and just really makes me feel like a cowboy. And cowboy movies have always been one of my favorite genres in this part of the country, man. Riding a motorcycle through it, and again, the dust and the heat and sleeping under the stars. I mean, how could you not feel like a cowboy? I absolutely love it. I love Texas. I have to show it sometime. I did get a I love Texas sticker for Zeke there in Palo Duro, and then at Cap Rock I got a sticker, Cap Rock State Park sticker there. And I've already put both on him. It's all part of the fun. So that's all I've got. Have a good evening or day or whenever it is you guys might be watching this. God bless y'all.